let's get right into it. First up, we have Deneb Walker. He's in the Arathi Highlands in Stromgarde Keep. He sells Expert First Aid, Under Wraps, Mage Reef Bandage, and Heavy Silk Bandage. These all can sell pretty well. Pretty much everyone's going to be leveling their first aid, so can save them the journey over there. Again, this is in Stromgarde Keep in Arathi Highlands. Definitely some resale value here. Again, your mileage may vary. I'll try not to say that too much, but just remember, it will depend on your server. Also in Arathi Highlands, we have Dronvar Strong Brew. He sells the Recipe Frost Protection Potion. This has sold so well. The margins on this is incredible. Refugee Point, Alliance only, of course, for this one in Arathi Highlands, but huge value here. Frost Protection Potion recipe. Very, very good one. Moving on to Janos Ironwill. This guy sells the Solid Iron Maul. Again, Refugee Point. We're doing all Arathi right now. Your mileage may vary with this one. Don't know how much that one's really going to sell for. Potentially could be good, though. Roast Raptor, Barbaric Leggings. I don't know why I keep saying it like that. These recipes are not limited supply, so keep in mind it may not sell for as much. I think limited supply recipes will probably sell for a little bit more, but lots of recipes you can pick up here from Hammond Carwin in Refugee Point. So that one's pretty good. All right, moving over to a horde when we got Junha. She's going to sell the Azure Silk Cloak. This is in Hammerfall in Arathi Highlands. That's all she sells. Tailoring supplies in one of the broken down buildings at Hammerfall, kind of southwest portion of it. Nice tailoring recipe there. Also in Hammerfall, we have Tunk. He's kind of off to the east there, selling the Raptor Hide Harness. This could be helpful, something to get your skill up while you're leveling leather working. People may just want it. It's cheap, could resell pretty well. Moving over to actually Azshara, I believe. This is Blimo Gadget Spring, Chimeric Gloves, and Blue Dragon Scale Breastplate. These could potentially be pretty good. We also have the Deep Dive Helmet from Juby Gadget Spring. This one could be quite good. Deep Dive Helmet allowing underwater breathing. You don't have to be an engineer for that. Yep, Azshara, pretty much all the way to the south. This is kind of like a secret vendor. This could be pretty good sell value there. Moving off to the Barrens, we have Kicknickel. Kicknickel, the Tailor Goblin, who will sell the recipe for Red Woolen Bag. Kind of a hidden one. It's crazy how many times I've been to the Barrens and I never knew about Kicknickel and his other friend, Piznukel. Piznukel. All right, moving over to Nina Lightbrew. Elixir of Demon Slaying. This one could be quite good. If you're fighting demons, this is a Netherguard Keep for Alliance. We're going to get to the Horde one later, but right at the top of the tower in Netherguard Keep, pretty much the only tower in town, she will sell you that. Moving over to Booty Bay, there's so many in Booty Bay. We got Old Man Hemming selling the Bass and You. Need this in order to get your fishing up to 225, so it's a must for anyone leveling their fishing. So could save someone a journey going there. Zarina Cromwind, a personal favorite of mine, is going to sell you the plans for the Moonsteel Broadsword, which is necessary for a couple different things, the blacksmithing quest, as well as get the guy a blade in Dustwallow Marsh. In the same Old Port Authority Booty Bay, we got Mazik Snipe Shot for the schematic accurate scope. That one could sell quite well as well. Moving over to Kelsey Yance, another favorite of mine in the Old Port Authority of Booty Bay. All sorts of cooking recipes, particularly the fillet of redgill you're going to want. That one is amazing for leveling your cooking along with your fishing. All of these are pretty valuable, though. I typically buy all of them to resell, get a lot of gold there. Again, your prices may vary. Maybe it won't sell immediately. Just little disclaimers. Kelsey Yance is amazing, though. Moving over to Zizka Good Stitch. I don't know how to pronounce this. Enchanter's Cowl, Crimson Silk Cloak. Potentially could sell pretty well. They're cheap, low risk. Try to buy and resell. Booty Bay. Blixrez Good Stitch, leatherworking supplies. You got thick Murloc armor and pattern Murloc scale bracers. These look pretty good. Again, low risk. Probably could get a sale here or there. People looking for them. Limited supply, so chances are they could be particularly valuable for leveling up those trade skills. This is a big one. Glix Bree-Wright. He sells Frost Protection Potion and Nature Protection Potion. This is neutral, so Horde and Alliance can get this. This is in Booty Bay, kind of right near the Alliance Flight Master. I kind of walk out here to show you guys. Butcher's Cauldron. This guy's great. I think this one is going to be high demand nature protection potion, frost protection potion recipes. Definitely get that one. Moving over to Cowardly Crosby. He sells the Admiral's hat, and that's it. He's pretty much, I'm sure you've run into him at some time or another, just south of Booty Bay, near the coast on the beach. Just sells that one hat, which is kind of nice. Back in Booty, we got Jutak, selling the Hardened Iron Short Sword. I don't know if it's used for anything, but I believe it's limited supply, so there's potential value there. That's pretty much all she sells that's valuable as far as I can tell. She kind of stands near that transporter in Booty Bay. We also have the illustrious Var, who sells the massive iron axe plans. This is actually the Horde blacksmithing equivalent of the Moonsteel broadsword, so this is super valuable. I've actually never seen him have this, so high demand here. People are buying it all the time. Never seen him have that of all the times I talked to him. Uthok, also in Gromgal base camp, will sell the spiced chili crab. Actually, you might want to nix that one. I think it's a TBC one, my mistake. But if you're curious for TBC, that one's a good one to go for. Over at Nesting Warriors Expedition, we have the Massive Iron Axe. That one, again, is what Zar sells, or Var, whatever his name is in Gromgal, but Alliance can pick this up, sell it at the neutral auction house, or if you're Horde, there's another option for you to get it. This is a big one, the Super Seller 680. This guy's crazy. He's got like every freaking recipe I've ever seen. Dragon Breath Chili, Barbecue Buzzard Wing, Hot Wolf Ribs, Lean Wolf Steak, Big Bear Steak, Mysterious Stew, different scrolls. This thing is crazy, dude. If you can find the Super Seller 680, you got some nice recipes on your hand. He sells pretty much like everything. Like, I think you could resell pretty much most, but especially the Dragon Breath Chili. You could sell this stuff for some good value. Certain of that. He is southwest in Desolace, typically next to Cork Gizelton, the guy who's trying to get escorted eventually. Also in Desolace is Janet Hammers, selling Mystery Stew and Heavy Kodo Stew. These aren't limited supply, may not sell well, but you know, if people are trying to level their cooking, or maybe they're just a completionist, they want to finish everything, those could be valuable. But Wulan, for sure, Horde only is going to be high demand for that expert cookbook. This is in Desolace, Shadowprey Village. He's got a ton of good stuff too, so if you're looking for just recipes in general, could be very, very valuable. He's just sitting there in Shadowprey Village. All right, moving over to Dire Maul. So Dire Maul, this one, you know, if you're a hunter, rogue, will be easy for you to do. You can feign death or vanish. Basically, you got to walk down through Dire Maul north entrance, take a left, go down this long hallway. Eventually, you're going to end up in this room full of the Chandrolar Keepers. These people, you know, typically like turn in books or whatever quests, but here we're going to look for a recipe called the Moon Cloth Robe, just to your left there. The Chandrolar Provisioner will sell it to you. That Mooncloth robe buys for 4 gold. You don't need any reputation to buy it. You know, if you're a tailor, you use it for yourself or buy and sell. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's the only recipe in that area, but nice Dire Maul recipe there. Could be in high demand because it's not super easy to get to. All right, moving over to Kizix over in Duskwood. We actually have Holy Protection Potion and a super favorite of mine, the Goblin Jumper Cables. What a fun item. So the Schematic Jumper Cables, I think that one definitely will be valuable. Holy Protection Potion could be valuable. I can't really think of things that do holy damage that you want mitigation for, so I don't know if that one's very valuable, but maybe because it's limited supply, it will be. Moving over to Gadget Zan. If you've seen my other video, I love this. There's a ton here. Nature Protection Potion is the most obvious one, super valuable. There's also the Transmute Mithril True Silver, Transmute Arcanite, Gold Iron to Gold, and the Philosopher's Stone, all super good. If you're an alchemist, you're actually going to definitely need that Philosopher's Stone. Still in Gadget Zan, you got VizClick. Sells 2 tailoring recipes, the Soul Pouch and the Crimson Silk Robe. You also have Blizzrick Buckshot, who's going to sell the schematic for the Easy Throw Dynamite. To this day, I buy this, and it just keeps selling, so that's a really good one. Moving over to Crinkle Good Steel, we have the plans for the Golden Scale Coif. This does not sell very well, but it sold, I think, once maybe for me. Tender Wolf Steak's pretty good, but Gikix is where things get exciting. So leaving Gadget Zan, those were all Gadget Zan. We're moving over to Steamwhittle Port, northeast port of Tanaris. Tons of recipes. These all sell super well. Grilled squid, poached salmon, super good. You also have Jabby, who sells the Undermined Clam Chowder. This also does sell quite well. So tons of cooking recipes over in Steamwhittle Port in Tanaris. All right, moving over to the Ravenhold Manor. This one, yeah, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. If you head directly east from Terran Mill into the mountains, there's a hidden Ravenhold base. This guy's in the basement there, sells the Gnomish Cloaking Device. Also, Gyrochronotom obviously is probably pretty valuable. That's a good one. Moving over to South Shore, we have Micah Yance, probably related to Kelsey Yance, the Yance family. Icy Cloak is good. It's got Frost Resist, Enchant Bracer, Lesser Deflection. This guy's got it all. He's got a ton of good stuff. You should just buy pretty much everything Micah Yance has. I've always found his stuff to be super solid, just like his brother Kelsey. Also in Hillsbrad, we've got the Traveling Merchant known as Zixil. He sells the schematic for Goblin Jumper Cables, Earthen Leather Shoulders, the Red Woolen Bag, Enchant Boots Minor Agility. These are all super good. Well, really the Goblin Jumper Cables are really particularly my favorite. He follows this route between Terran Mill and South Shore that I'm outlining here. And so you should be able to find him. I rarely find him with Goblin Jumper Cables. People are all over that. Moving over to Bro Kin, he's up in the ruins of Alterac. He sells Frost Oil. This is one of the things you need for some quests. It's also generally a pretty good item. He's a kind of a secret vendor. I've literally never found him in my life till I was doing research for this video, but Frost Oil, that recipe, that's where you get it. Never knew before. While you're there, you could also stop by Riz Loosebolt, who will sell you the schematic for the Ice Deflector, which is really cool. I'm sure that could be somewhat useful. Kind of nice, absorbing frost damage. He is right outside of Crush Ridge Hold near a cave in a cage. Another kind of secret vendor that I literally have never talked to in my life. Very, very cool. Another one in Alterac. All right, moving to Terran Mill, we've got Christoph Jeffcoat. It's kind of a funny name. We got Potion, Shadow Protection Potion. That is pretty sweet, as well as the Thick Murloc Armor. That's a nice Terran Mill vendor. Don't forget that one. Moving over to Hargan, we've got the Mithril Scale Bracers. Its value is kind of unknown to me. I'm not super sure how much that might be worth, but he's definitely impossible to find here in Wildhammer Keep in Hinterlands. Moving over to Gear Cutter Cog Spinner, this guy is pretty great in Tinkertown. It's got the Steam Taunt Controller. Thorium Grenade is a big one. Thorium Widget's huge. Gnomish Universal Remote is nice. Blue Fireworks, meh. I don't think it's super crazy, but nice. Lots of recipes from all one vendor here. And Ironforge. Major cities have a bunch. We're going to move to another one in Ironforge, but you can get a lot of really nice recipes just going vendor to vendor in major cities. Moving over to Suli Berry Fizz, just south of that guy, we got the Free Action Potion or the FAP. This thing's great, obviously. Elixir of Superior Defense is also nice. But yeah, that FAP is super good. Just in Tinkertown there in that little nook right there. That's Suli. Moving over to Tilly, Thistle Fuzz. Got the Enchant Two-Handed Weapon. Got Minor Mana Oil, Wizard Oil. These are all great. Even though they're not limited stock, they still sell very, very well. Consistently have sold for me on my server. So go ahead and pick that up here in Ironforge, that little nook right there. Outfitter Eric is huge. I never knew about this guy. These sell incredibly well. Bank alts want to make their character look good, so the tuxedo pants, the tuxedo jacket, tuxedo shirt. You also got a couple Mage Weave shirts. Outfitter Eric is fantastic. He's an Ironforge. You can find him right there. That one's super high value. That stuff sells for a ton always. If you're a druid, this is good. This is Moonglade, Runed Arcanite Rod, Fellcloth Pants, Enchant Cloak Superior Defense. You need that to level up enchanting. So very, very good vendor. You can get there easily if you're a druid in Nighthaven. Moonglade, you can just teleport there early. Other classes have a harder time. Very, very good one to go to. Those sell very well. Very, very high demand for those. All right, moving to Orgrimmar in the Cleft of Shadow of Hagris. Sells Rage Potion and great Rage Potion recipes. These are super valuable. Cleft of Shadow. He's kind of just hanging out there in his hut all by himself. He's the reagents vendor. Those are very nice. You can also go to Korgeld, who will sell you the Horde Free Action Potion as well as the Elixir of Superior Defense. So this one is another amazing one. Again, these sell very well, most likely. So Korgeld right there in Orgrimmar. There's also one more in Orgrimmar called Kaithas. She's the Enchanting Supplies vendor. Lesser Intellect on a two-handed weapon, Enchant Chest Lesser Mana, Enchant Chest Minor Mana, and of course the stuff that every enchanting reagents vendor sells, which also, could sell quite well. So very, very nice recipes here. I always love going to the enchanting reagents vendor for some nice resale value. She's located here in Orgrimmar. All right, moving on to Boria. Hope this isn't boring ya. We got the pink Mage Weave shirt, lavender Mage Weave shirt. Lots of tailoring recipes, blue overalls, blue linen vest. We got the red woolen bag. I don't know how valuable those are, but they're limited stock. Could use them to level up tailoring, and it's here in Orgrimmar over there on the east side. Moving over to Clyde Randfall. This one's kind of cool. The Black Whelp Cloak. Did not know about this guy. He's in Redridge Mountains. Kind of inexpensive. You can, you know, find him in the southeast portion of Redridge Mountains. Just sells that one limited supply recipe. Pretty decent. I mean, it's not that great. Kania in Cenarian Hold is a personal favorite of mine. I've made so much gold buying her stuff and reselling it. Lesser mana oil, greater fire resistance to the cloak. Actually, that one I think might be required reputation, so scratch that one. Simple Wood, personal favorite of mine. Simple Wood, made a lot of gold on Simple Wood. But really, the Enchanted Mage Weave pouch is really good. So definitely check out Kania. Zanok Hide Piercer, right at the entrance of Silithus. Heavy Scorpid Helm, Heavy Scorpid Bracers. They're decent. I don't think these are that great, but they're limited supply, and you could probably use them to level your leather working. So that's in the northeast part of Silithus as you enter the zone. Moving over to the Sepulchre in Silverpine Forest, we have Andrew Hilbert, Smoked Bear Meat, Blue Linen Robe, Murloc Scale Breastplate, and Scale Belt, as well as the Red Linen Bag. I think the Red Linen Bag will probably be the most valuable here. Perhaps people are looking to make bags. This is a good place to pick up the recipe or resell that recipe. Lily is kind of a hidden vendor also in Silverpine Forest who sells enchant, chest, lesser mana, and minor mana. These are actually pretty valuable, and of course all the enchanting stuff once again, but she's kind of hidden. I did not know about this vendor. I'd consider her a secret vendor. Just south of the Sepulchre, if you follow the mountains south, you can find her camp there where she sells those limited supply recipes, which is pretty sweet. All right, moving over to Sunrock Retreat in Stonetalon Mountains, we have Kolwia, Enchant Bracer, Lesser Strength, Enchant Cloak, Minor Agility, some nice enchants there. Just inside Sunrock Retreat, so of course this one is a horde-only recipe vendor. Moving over to Phoenix, this is neutral, so both factions should be able to get this. Goblin Jumper Cables is the big one, but I actually saw something cool. The Executioner's Sword is actually not a bad 19 twink two-handed sword. Got a lot of strength on that, and can be found right there in Stonetalon Mountains, so again, another hidden vendor I totally did not know about before. Goblin Jumper Cables, gotta love it. All right, Rartar and Stonard and Swamp of Sorrow sells the Elixir of Demon Slaying. So there's the Horde version where you can get it. He's kind of just up top in the inn in Stonard. Pretty accessible. That's pretty nice. We've got Garash selling the Mithril Scale Bracers. So you can see this is the Horde version. We actually talked about the Alliance version before, also in Stonard and Swamp of Sorrows. Again, not super sure how valuable these are. Will vary by server. Banalash, quite nice in the same built-in. You can find Enchant Bracer Deflection. I'm pretty sure that is pretty good for leveling up enchanting, actually. So definitely check that one out. Banalash, I think that one could be pretty valuable. I think all these are going to be, to some extent, valuable. Masat Ta'ander, which is an interesting name, sells the Green Dragon Scale Breastplate. Don't think this is very valuable. I think it's kind of cool, though. I've always wanted these Dragon Scale Breastplates or Dragon Scale armors to be good. I think that one potentially could be fun to get. Jinky Twizzle Fix It in the Mirage Raceway, lovingly crafted boomstick and Gnomish Universal Remote. Kind of fun items. I think the Gnomish Universal Remote's probably better than the lovingly crafted boomstick, but yeah, she's in Thousand Needles, Shimmering Flats at the Raceway. Kind of decent recipes there. Moving over to the Undercity of Daniel Bartlett. I'm sure you've seen this guy. Enchant Shield, was that Minor Stamina? Greater Stamina? Yeah, Greater Stamina. So that's pretty good. He's a decent vendor there up top in Undercity. Daniel Bartlett. We've got Millie Gregorian. She sells amazing stuff. So if you're hard, pay attention to tuxedo jacket, tuxedo pants, all that tuxedo stuff. Millie Gregorian in Undercity, kind of near the Magic Quarter. Those are going to be super valuable for sure. Just check that out right there in the Undercity, just northeast. That one's going to be a good vendor. Algernon will also be highly valuable in the Undercity for selling the Elixir of Shadow Power. As you know, this is an amazing raid consume, so you can bet yourself that this one is going to sell very well. It's in the southwest part, the Apothecarium of the Undercity. That one will sell very well. Nergal in Ungaro sells the pattern for Devil's Sword Gauntlets. Another one that will be definitely very valuable. Good luck getting it. Best of luck to you. I hope you can acquire it and resell it. I'm sure that one will go very well. The Defias Profiteer is actually in Westfall in a building kind of right outside Deadmines, actually. Recipe Rage Potion. Going to be very valuable. Highly recommend that one. Defias Profiteer. Yeah, he's in the top floor of that building for that Rage Potion in Moonbrook. I think that's going to be pretty valuable. Definitely try to get that one if you can. All right, moving over to Wetlands in Sundown Marsh, we have Frad Swiftgear selling the Minor Recombobulator. Kind of a cool item I've never seen before. It heals someone and tries to take poly off them. If they're under level 30, it works pretty well. Also got that lovingly crafted boomstick. Kind of an interesting vendor there in Wetlands. And then we also have Wenna Silkbeard inside of that building we were actually just outside of. Red Wilp Gloves is kind of cool. For 19 twink, 5% chance of dealing 15 to 25 fire damage on a successful melee attack. That's kind of cool. I actually think that that's like kind of decent. I don't know what the alternatives are for gloves, but I think that's like pretty decent twink recipe right there. These other ones, I don't know how valuable they are. Honestly, they're not limited supply, but potential. It's got potential to be valuable. So I'd check that vendor out. Winterspring, some of my favorites here. We've got Evie Whirl Brew, who sells the recipe for Major Healing Potion. That's a good one. Major Healing Potion's pretty very nice. Of course, she did not have the recipe when I went to her, but that's a good one. Kia, I stood next to this vendor so long trying to level up my tailoring, because you need to have that pattern Runecloth bag to finish off your tailoring skill. Also, pattern Mooncloth is super valuable because Mooncloth is valuable. So definitely go to Kia. People park their alts there, bots, I swear, just park themselves there, buying every time Kia has something. All the stuff she sells is valuable. Enchant Chest Major Health, Runecloth bag, and the Mooncloth. It's all super valuable, so definitely check out Kia in Everlook in Winterspring to get some super valuable resell recipes. You're not going to want to miss out on that one. For sure. That's a good one. I spent forever trying to get those. Zixer Fizzbolt, also in Everlook, will sell fused wiring. Look at how hard it is to make that. Isn't that crazy? 2 Essence of Fire and 3 Delicate Copper Wires. Insane. Masterwork Target Dummy. This is actually used in some quests, I think. But the Gyro Freeze Ice Deflector or Reflector, this thing is crazy. This is like PvP best in slot. This is insanely good. So this recipe definitely will be high value. Delicate Arcanite Converter is needed for many things. The Powerful Seaphorium Charge, very valuable for opening up things that are locked. This is a great vendor in Everlook. Zixer Fizzbolt. That guy's great. Check him out in Winterspring. And that's it. Those are all of the recipes that I put together. Of course, there's more. I know Brackenwall Village has stuff for Horde. I know that there are more recipes, but this video is getting mega long. So hopefully it gives you some ideas. Resell some recipes. It's made a lot of gold pretty easily for me in TBC. We'll see in Season of Mastery how much gold it makes. I know I'm going to be paying attention to some of those limited supply recipes and going out of my way to get them. Hope you liked the video. If you did, give it a like. Subscribe for more World of Warcraft content. Take care.